Howdy y'all, Molex Lives. I think it's time to play a little Some Days to Die. Alright, so I made it back from my last trip here. And I usually skip night times. That's not necessarily true. I usually skip night times in the beginning because I am not, you know, super crazy strong at the moment. And man, I took all my water with me. I don't have any room. And so I am currently a little bit hid out here in my base. And I don't plan on skipping ahead right now because I should definitely make another box here to hold ammo. Because it's Horde night, and I have no idea how the Horde is going to react to this current base I'm in. And so I need to see what they are going to do before I get too attached to it here. Although I feel like I put in some of it. I should probably slide down here and knock off the bottom of the ladder if I can do that in the next few seconds. I don't think I can. Because I don't want things climbing the ladder, obviously. No! No! Well... shoot. You know what, game? I didn't include me as the thing that can't climb the ladder. Oh, God, it's coming. It's coming already. I can't. Help me. No! The wall! The wall fell! What? No! Dang it! Um... Okay. Okay. I don't think things can get up here. So I made a slight mistake. What is up with these supports? These are awful. Come on, just... there you go. Let's see, then this one would be... oh, okay, now I'm out of frames. I probably don't have enough frames to get back to my base. I don't think this is happening. Oh, well, maybe. I made 89 of them. No, I don't... I want you to... no. Come on. Does this count as touching this metal girder? Because I don't feel like these are going to stay. Well, I obviously can't stick right next to the girder. I'm gonna die, and I didn't put my bed down. Let me go put my bed down. I currently have no bed. So let's at least get some bed down. Yeah, like I'm carrying this pistol. I've got no ammo for this pistol. Alright, so let me think, because there was something I wanted to talk about. And I was saving it for this particular series. I've been watching the uh, Lovecraft County on HBO, and it's pretty good. It's not. I don't think it's as good as some of the seasons of American Horror Story. Um, and I do think that uh, it feels a bit rushed, and it's not really what I was expecting. I guess I was expecting it to be like an Oops, I went too low on me. Oh, I'm at the bottom of my base. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll go flat around the edges here. Try not to fall off. It's really weird that it wants to put a piece down low like that. I mean, I guess that's fine. But I'm gonna... I don't even know, man. I don't even know how I'm gonna get in here. I don't get why this part here is like a million sturdiness, but that centerpiece, which technically should have all the weight on it, is like, nah, I don't really connect to nothing. Who we kidding? Also, I don't know why it turned into a cartoon gangster. Meh, see. Uh, so, yeah, it's a bit too. I mean, there definitely is some overarching story to it, but it also, well, I don't know. So far, 3 episodes in. I'm 3 episodes in, so you know, it's. I'm having a hard time to decide how I want to describe it. So spoilers. Let's just go with that. So in the first episode, obviously you introduce your characters, and so the characters are interesting, and I like that, and the actors are very good, and I like the premise. Oh no, I can't get in there. I gotta walk over here, I guess. And so we start out, and you've got this guy's father goes missing, right? And please do not drop the entire structure on top of my head. I mean, it would fit, right? It'd make perfect sense. This entire building just came down because I've lost like every bag until I switched my settings so that I didn't drop anything. I'm pretty sure that's why I have my settings on. No, it defaults to don't drop anything. I can see why. Um, anyways, so this dude gets a message that his father has gone missing, or yeah, and so he had gotten a letter that indicated where his father was going, and so his uncle, uh, maybe, writes a travel guide for black people, telling them where it's safe, where it's not safe. Because to sit back in the, not that that matters, mind you, but it's set during like the 60s. It must be the 60s, and so yeah, because I'm pretty sure like the civil rights marches are going on concurrently with the series, um, or with the story, and so, anyways, so his uncle is going on a trip, and he's going to be working on his guide for black people who travel, where they can be safe, where they can eat, you know, what towns they can go to, and so um, I need this is what I'm looking for right here. Oh no, I turned all my wood into. Never mind then. I'll just be back there. Okay, and then I've got my box that I made to put my ammunition into and my guns. Alright, so don't knock the bottom ladder off of your tower because it's not connected to anything, and I should have known that. It was definitely my fault that happened. I will take the blame for that particular happenstance. I mean, it's not the first time pieces have fallen off of this thing, and I will not take the blame for some of those because it weren't my fault. What did I do? I took off a piece of railing and then a whole chunk fell off the tower? That doesn't even make any sense. But yeah, so they go on their little trip, right? And I definitely don't need to worry about that club. Got some that can go in there as well. And let's go in there. That's mine. Oh, yep. I wanted to throw this in the smelter. Melter down. So, so going on a little trip to basically find his father, and they get attacked by some racists, which is very prevalent in this series. Is the racism of the early '60s, and which honestly is still the same today. There's, I mean, yep, yep, pretty much. And so they get chased by white police officers a bunch. And in fact, I think they've done it in all 3 episodes. And one of the things that well, I mean, the police are gonna kill them in the first episode and get stopped by supernatural creatures. But then you find out the main story is what happens with one of the main characters, and the other two are there, but not really central to the plot that's currently happening. I mean, they're central to the plot because they are part of the main character's story, um, but they are not the reason that this stuff is happening about the guy's father being missing and that they've had to come to this place and so I thought that the series was going to be about what happens in this town and this mansion where they're brought to with the supernatural creatures, and it's not. It's a little bit. I mean, it's maybe a lot about what goes down in this mansion, but it is not the focal point of what's going on. Okay, so it looks to me like the zombies are not able to track me up here. They don't appear to be trying to smash the tower. So, nope, I lied. They're down there smashing the tower right now. Look at, they have actually removed one of the supports. I'm probably lucky that this part of my tower has not already fallen off. And now they're working on my fence, which I don't care about so much. In fact, if they get rid of that barbed wire that keeps getting me on the head, that'd be nice. There's not too many of them, so it's a small horde. Um, I feel like I am down. Well, I had more in the way of supports, I guess, being that my last base was in that gas station. I wonder if any of it is the fact that this is on and giving off heat. I thought I saw a shadow. I don't want to be getting got by the... They definitely still know I'm here. Just watching my have they found you meter. So anyways, so the third episode was kind of weird, um, in that it switched to kind of a haunted house episode. So, okay, here's the thing. It's loosely based off of H.P. Lovecraft and some other writers, but H.P. Lovecraft wrote in short stories, and for the most part. And so it's like the first two episodes were a short story, and then the second or the third episode was a different story, but it had the same characters. Um, but it took place in a different area doing a different thing. And so while the first two were more about a cult of wizards, the third episode was about a haunted house. Um, which at the very end of the episode they tie back into the cult of wizards. So I feel like the cult of wizards is the main plot to the series. And uh, although I would have liked it to be a little more, what's the word I want? Subtle and nuanced. I like subtle and nuanced in a story, and we don't get a lot of that anymore. And you don't see a lot of. Well, there are a million clues that you should have seen along the 10 episode story arc that led to something you weren't expecting, right? That doesn't happen. The only thing that happened in episode 2 that I wasn't expecting was uh was how the episode ended and ended the first story. I just wasn't expecting that. And because I thought it was going to be the story for the whole season. Anyways, this got off on a large tangent. All I really wanted to talk about was so the third episode was a haunted house episode, and there were ghosts, and I don't understand why, but there was a ghost who had a baby's head. And I don't mean like a baby's head ghost. I mean like it was a basketball player who had a tiny, tiny baby head. But not like a human baby head. It was like a cartoon exaggerated baby head. Like a Cupid doll, except that it got like googly eyes at one point. And I'm just like, this is such a weird, like, who chose this baby head? Because I I mean, I don't get scared by TV shows. I never have. It's not a thing for me. Um and I was watching with my sister, and she's creeped out by the ghosts and stuff, and made her husband come down and get her when she was ready to go to bed because she wouldn't go upstairs by herself. And uh, uh, and but I couldn't stop laughing out loud every time they showed this baby head. It was so funny to me. And there's a scene where it's gonna attack some dudes, and it's like it's crying, right? It's like meh, meh, and then it turns toward me and it's like, ooh, giggle giggle, bright eyes, and starts walking toward them with its hands outstretched. And I'm just like, why is this your aesthetic choice for your quote scary ghost? I don't get it. Also, I was really disappointed that they were ghosts, because it felt to me like they were setting up for a different thing, and then they're just like, nah, they're ghosts. Uh-oh. This is it. This is where I die. Oh. Really? I feel like that should have been the end of me. How is that not the end of me? Alright, I gotta step back here and see what they've done. Right? Where's my... Yeah, they've taken two of the legs down now. So this is not a viable base, unfortunately. Well, it could be. I just need to... don't understand how it's not falling, but I just need to build some supports back into it. Maybe get some extra supports and get some traps and stuff down there. Hey, they gave me some free-ish metal, right? And that's always a good thing. So yeah, it was so weird. It it wasn't a very I enjoyed the non-ghost part of the story better than the ghost part of the story. Uh, I enjoyed the plot of the episode way better than the ghost part of the episode, because it was less about the ghost and more about the racism of this one character. She moves into a house in the white part of town, and so they like uh, I don't think I've ever seen this before, but they tied bricks to their car horns and parked their cars on the street out front of her place. Um, I find that to be the awfulest way to do what they were trying to do, because you also have to listen to that racket. Um, and so, I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on because will you split in half? Why can't I split this in half? Oh, because it's a click and drag. I kept right-clicking trying to get it to open a menu. So, I liked that part. I liked all that. And I did enjoy some of the ghost stuff, but I was just a little disappointed that it turned out to be like ghosts because spoilers again. Uh, the guy who owned the house before them was an astrophysicist. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. Who uh, was having a police officer kidnap people from the poor side of town and bring them to the house so he could experiment on them. And um and then at the very end of the episode they explained that he had stolen pages from their magic book, and that the other pages are locked away and no one's ever figured out how to um, read the magic book except for one chapter, and that guy stole pages trying to make his own cipher for the language the book is in that no one can read. And so uh, I guess I don't know, because they didn't explain anything. And for me, the fun is in the explanation. I mean, like, ooh, sure, your guy has got no head from the lower jaw up. Why? Can you tell me why he doesn't have that? What kind of experiment was this guy conducting on these people? Because it didn't look like an experiment. None of the people were injured in a way that I would think would be an experiment. So what was he trying to do? I mean, isn't that the whole point of uh, like they're not even like torture things, because they took away my path around and down. Oh, I can't get down now. Oh, well, I can now. Ow. Ow. Really, guys? You see this barbed wire? I knew I wasn't surviving that. I thought I'd at least get a few punches in before they ate me. But yeah. So I was a little disappointed in the nature of the ghosts, the baby head, which was hilarious to me. Like, did he put a baby's head on that guy's body? It wasn't. It wasn't. He didn't have stitches or anything. So why is that ghost got a baby's head? That doesn't make any. Did he use magic to turn his head into a baby? Was he trying to? I, like the one dude looked like his skin and muscle had been chewed off his arm. Like, was he experimenting with animals on them? I don't know. They didn't explain anything, and that takes away for me from what was going on, and just makes it okay. Like the one person disembodied hands came out at one point, but none of the ghosts were missing their hands that I saw. So where did those disembodied hands come from? Uh, I did kind of like the one point where the evil ghost in the house tried to come through and tell them to get out of his house. I did enjoy that part because that was kind of cool um, with pictures and stuff. But yeah, I there was some nod to like EV. Is it EVP? Uh, EV. E, EV. I think it's EVP. I don't know, the thing where you take photos and then you look for ghosts in the photos that they do on those ghost shows. Um, so there was some of that in there, which was kind of fun, but I don't know. Just the astrophysicist was not. I thought maybe this would have been cool to me, and seems like something I would read in Lovecraftian style horror. I thought maybe what had happened was he was doing physics experiments and had pulled the people and himself into a side dimension. And so they were trapped out of phase with the house, sometimes bleeding over and trying to escape, and were unable to. And I thought that would have been cool, and that the damage that had been done to the few ghosts they showed when I thought that's what had happened were like burns and stuff where the experiment had gone wrong and the equipment exploded, wiping out any chance of anybody figuring out how to send them back. But no, they brought in a I think a hoodoo priestess and cast a spell to send the ghosts back. It was all right, but it was not scary. Um, uh, I think the closest to a good scary ghost horror part for me was the kids in the attic playing with the Ouija board. Which I know has been done a million times, but it's still fun, for a horror story. Oh, it's daytime. So, yeah, I ran out of space while I was recording and didn't notice, and was just chatting away. So just, I guess to wrap up, um, I don't know how I'm gonna get down out of here safely. Um, okay, maybe we can start here, and I'll just have to. Oh, I don't know how to get down. You guys ruined my path down. Oh, ow. Uh-oh, somebody got killed. Did you get killed by fallen debris? Man, I don't know where my zombies went to. So yeah, to wrap up, I got a new zombie in here. Um, it's pretty good. I did find like I liked episode 1 and 2 better than episode 3. Um, for the supernatural horror aspects. The Shogoth in episode 1 and 2 were definitely way. Oh, he's dead. Were definitely way cooler than the ghosts from episode 3. But I liked the story that didn't have to do with the supernatural stuff way better in not way better, but was more enjoyable to me. It's the most enjoyable drama part of the story so far was in episode 3, and which I don't know if that's what you're going for in a horror series, but maybe it is. I mean, it's yeah, no, I like the story part between the main characters, and dealing with the fallout of what went down in episode 1 and 2. Uh, and then I guess real quick, I want to talk about one completely unrelated thing to this. And that is an anime I just finished. So everybody's been telling me you gotta watch Overlord. So I finally watched Overlord, the anime. It was okay. I I've been on a kick lately watching isekai anime, which is pulled into another world or pulled into a different world, which I think is the exact same thing. I just said it twice. Anime. And so Overlord is one of those. It's dude dude stays in a video game until it closes, because the video game is being shut down, right? The server is being shut down, and so he wants to stay in his guild hall until the server is completely shut down. And so he that's funny. You're not connected to anything. How are you still here? Watch, this is the only thing holding up my base. It's a glitched out piece. So, anyways, I need to do this quick. I found it to be a little too all over the place. The main character, there's no way. I have been in a guild that was a one of the best in the country. Raid guild in an MMO, which is what this guy is supposed. Was I bleeding out? Because I just died, I'm pretty sure, for no reason. Uh, Jumping. Did I just kill myself jumping? Can I spawn near my bed so I'm on the ground? Please, thank you. There's my base, or what's left of it. And so I've been in a world-class best in this country. I don't know where we would have stacked against other countries necessarily, but on my server, on my North American server, we were like a top 5 raid guild. You know what? I don't think our servers were North American. I think they were. I'm pretty sure there was a thing about how the Asian countries played on a different time than we did, and so um, anyways, so we were top tier raid guild. Anyways, there's no way the dude that's the main character in this was top tier anything. Oh no, oh no. Well, that was my fault. For some reason, I was thinking in my head that I had pillared up next to that. I had not. Was it like 2 out here? Must be the corner. And he can't decide if he should be in charge or not. And then he acts like he's all powerful to hide the fact that he doesn't know what he's doing. And well, that's nice. And so there are scenes where he's like, I am the scariest thing that's ever lived. And then there are scenes with him rolling around on the bed going, I don't know if I made the right decision. I don't know if anybody believe me. And then like, and then like spoilers for it. I watched 3 seasons of this thing. And in one season, he saves these people. And then he pretends to be a hero for part of it and overthrows some things, but then he also like destroys an entire village or decides to destroy an entire village and then decides he doesn't want to, and then they bring those people in and they torture some of them. There's a lot of torture referenced in the show. Like they don't show it and they don't talk about what's being done, but they like send people to be tortured. And then like he goes through this whole big plot where he's gonna fight the demon guy who's actually one of his subordinates, and so it's big a trick, and they take out the gangs that are the gang leaders, the faction leaders for the criminal syndicate in the town or the capital that's near the town that's near where his base is at, and right, and so they take those people out, but then they also kidnap 100,000 people from the capital at the same time. And I don't even know what happened to those people, and I'm pretty sure some of them got fed to some of the creatures, and others are being tortured, and it's so back and forth that they can't make up their mind what they're doing. Like the one character got mind controlled and was just standing there, and he was afraid that she would hurt somebody if she accidentally got activated again, and so he used up a bunch of his magic items that he can't replace. I don't know how to get down from here. I don't have enough wood. What are the chances I could survive? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna have to kill myself and then respawn out here. This is a terrible way to rebuild your base, let me tell you. And yeah, so it was it's interesting. You know what I should do is I should pillar up in the middle, next to my thing, and then put a new ladder down is what I should do. But to do that, I've got to get some more tree. And so it's just, I wish he was more consistent in what he was going to do, so I would know what I'm supposed to feel. I mean, I don't feel anything for this show. I don't think it was that great. But it's just bizarre that like they can't make up their mind if this guy is a good guy or a bad guy. Does he want to be a bad guy? Because he doesn't seem to want to conquer the world, but he also doesn't bat an eye, and I don't care. I understand And this is the defense that's been given to me when I talk to somebody about the show and how I thought it was only okay, I didn't really care for it, was that the game, for some reason, but he's not in a game, but he is in a game, but he's not in a game, um, modifies his feelings so that he doesn't have strong emotion, but that doesn't preclude him from having logic. And he definitely has emotions because he's always being emotional. I called him emo a little bit. And He's not emo. I'm like, are you kidding? Are you watching the same show that I'm watching? And yeah, so Overlord. And now that we've good and gone extra 10 minutes over here, I did, however, really like Night and Magic. That one was really nope. What are you doing, buddy? You can't build like this. Oh, wow. I have enough to make 3 ladders. That's not going to get me to the roof. And Night and Magic is really good. There's a really popular one going around right now called Dr. Stone. I like Night and Magic better. Knights and Magic. And it's a similar concept, except that Dr. Stone is something magically turns everyone to stone, and then they wake up like 4,000 years later, and he's got to rebuild civilization from scratch. I like this one because it's I like mechs, and it's about this dude who's a programmer who programs mech games and who's obsessed with mecha. And he dies and gets reincarnated in a world where they pilot mecha to fight giant monsters. And so he still remembers who he is, but he's a child, and so he has to work his way up through like school and stuff to be able to build mecha and pilot them. And how he adapts technologies that he remembers from Earth to their magic mecha suits. Yeah, whereas Dr. Stone just doesn't have technology at all. And some of the stuff he does is cool, but some of the stuff just seems like redundant to me. Like, why would you make people do something by hand if you are more than capable of building a water wheel? I just didn't understand why stuff like that was happening in the show. Anyways, with that, I'm going to call it a night. So be better in the small things, lean into the light, and I will talk to you later.